Welcome to Week 1, Spelling List C. You should set your paper up like this with your name and date in the upper right-hand corner. First word, noise, 1 syllable. There was so much noise, I longed for silence. We think to spell. Oi, z. Spell noise out loud with me. Noise. N-O-I-S-E. Noise. Please write noise in your notebook. We will mark noise like this. S is saying its second sound. The silent E is there for a miscellaneous reason, but probably to make the word not look plural. Number 2, noisy. 2 syllables. Be quiet in the library, not noisy. The first syllable has the emphasis, which means the E at the end of the second syllable we think of as an I for spelling. So we say noisy, but we think to spell n, oi, z, I. Remember, I can't be used at the end of an English word, so replace it with a Y. Noisy uses the dropping E rule, which says that we often drop the silent E if we're adding a vowel suffix. Number 3, point. 1 syllable. There was a sharp point on the knife tip. Think to spell p, oi, n, t. Spell point out loud with me. P-O-I-N-T. Point. And we forgot to spell noisy out loud, so let's go back and do that. Spell noisy out loud with me. Noisy. N-O-I-S-Y. Noisy. And make sure you're caught up in writing your words down in the notebook. Number 4, voice, 1 syllable. The singer with the brightest voice, the singer with the highest voice is called a soprano. Think to spell v, oi, s. Spell voice out loud with me. Voice, V-O-I-C-E, voice. Because of the silent E, we are able to use a C instead of an S for the S sound. We will mark this word like this. The silent E is there for its second reason, which is, that should be third reason. Because the E can be used to make the C say its second sound, which we will also mark. And to remember that, we say G and C rule 3. You can hear it rhymes. Number 5, poison, 2 syllables. The poison in snake venom will harm you. First syllable, p, oi. Second syllable, s, un. First syllable, p, oi. Second syllable, s, n. Spell poison out loud with me. P-O-I-S-O-N. We'll mark poison like that. Number 6, prison. 2 syllables. The criminal was sent to prison. First syllable, p, r, I, z. Second syllable, n. Spell prison out loud with me. P-R-I-S-O-N. Prison. An S is saying its second sound in prison, so we will mark that. Number 7, person. 2 syllables. My mom is a nice person, and so is my dad. We think to spell p, this is the as in her, s, n. Spell person out loud with me. P-E-R-S-O-N. Person. There are no markings in the word person. Number 8. Period. 3 syllables. We sat quietly for a long period of time. We say period and we think to spell. First syllable, p, e. Second syllable, r, I. Third syllable, d. Spell period out loud with me. P-E-R-I-O-D. Period. E is saying E at the end of a syllable, so we'll mark that. Number 9, perhaps. 2 syllables. I might go later, but perhaps now is better. Think to spell p, r, h, a, p, s. And you may have noticed that I told you there are no markings in person, but there was the E as in her, just like the as in her in perhaps. Spell perhaps with me. Perhaps. P-E-R-H-A-P-S. Perhaps. And I've already marked it. Number 10, perfect. 2 syllables. The pool was perfect because it was warm. Think to spell p-r-f-e-c-t. Spell perfect out loud. Perfect. P-E-R-F-E-C-T. Perfect. And again, we're going to mark that as in her. 11. Else. One syllable. She thought he was somebody else. Think to spell. E-L-S. Spell else out loud with me. Else. E-L-S-E. Else. And that silent E is for rule number 5, the miscellaneous rule, but again, probably to make else not look plural. Number 12. Idea. 3 syllables. I thought of an idea to solve the problem. Idea. First syllable. I. Second syllable. D-E. Third syllable. Ah. Spell idea out loud with me. I-D-E-A. Idea. I is saying I. Which it often says at the end of a syllable. E is saying E at the end of a syllable. And A is saying its third sound. A-ah. We'll mark that word like that. Number 13. Office. 2 syllables. The office where I work has desks and files. First syllable. Second syllable. Is. In normal speech, when we say office, we only hear one F sound, but we sound it twice for spelling, since there's a double F. Is. Spell office out loud with me. O-F-F-I-C-E. Office. And again, we have silent E, rule 3. G and C, rule 3. The E is making the C say its second sound. S. Number 14. Notice. 2 syllables. The notice in the paper announced the sale. Notice. Oops. Think to spell. N-O-T-I-S. Spell notice out loud with me. Notice. N-O-T-I-C-E. Notice. The O is saying O at the end of a syllable. And there's that silent E, rule 3, making the C say its second sound. Number 15. Practice. 2 syllables. It is our practice to eat dinner tonight. In this sentence, we're using the definition of practice that means a custom or a habit. You may also be familiar with practicing as in doing something over and over again to get better at it. Think to spell. R-A-C-T-I-S. You'll notice a similar ending to a couple other words we've had. Spell practice out loud with me. Practice. P-R-A-C-T-I-C-E. Practice. And we'll mark the C and the E the same way. The next two words are homophones. So, homophones sound the same, but are spelled differently and have different meanings. So, number 16, tax. Tax, as in the plural of tack, which is a small nail or a pushpin. One syllable. He pinned the note to the board with tax. We spell tax as in the plural of tack. Remember, the root word is tack, and we often use the CK after a single short vowel. Spell tax, the plural of tack, out loud. Tax. T-A-C-K-S. Tax. There are no markings in tax except for the CK. So do that. And lastly, number 17, tax, as in the money we pay to government. Tax. One syllable. The cost was $1 plus sales tax. That word we think to spell ax. Spell tax out loud. Tax. T-A-X. There are no markings in the word tax. That's all for spelling the C. See you next time.